was a big day on Jesus Ranch. Jesus Ranch.
What's happening? That's a little bottle opener ring. There was a beer fest or something like that. I don't know. Can I drink on the internet? Is that kosher? I don't know, but I'm gonna do it. It's been a long day at work. Give me a second. Man. Okay, this episode is going to be about morality and moral obligation. A lot of people believe that atheists or non-religious people that don't want to commit to a position, agnostics, are not morally obligated to do good deeds, or actually they're not capable of doing anything good. Some people hold to that extreme view. I once held that stupid view when I was religious way back when. There was a kid in high school, first atheist, outspoken atheist I ever met. And, you know, I badgered that kid. I was like, well, why are you in school? Why aren't you going out raping and pillaging and stealing shit? If you don't believe in God, then what's the point of doing good? And he just looked at me and he's like, you've obviously never read Socrates. Basically, being an atheist, it's not relevant. It's just being a person in a society. You're morally obligated to do good things. Okay, so that was something he touched on, right? Well, as I grew older and I researched more and I completely became an atheist, it became clear to me that to think that somebody outside of your circle of faith is being incapable of doing good things, I think that's really fucked up. It's a very closed-minded view. It's very elitist. It's pompous. It's arrogant. Well, that's kind of redundant. It's simply not true. I could disprove that by saying, well, hey, you know, I'm more of an industry type of guy, you know, machines and warehouse work and whatnot. But for 3 years, I worked with autistic children. The pay wasn't that good. It was a very hard and demanding job. But I felt that it was good for me to do that, to get a good view and experience things with people that experience things differently. You know, and I worked with children that had severe emotional problems. I've worked with kids that basically shit on themselves, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome. There was this one kid who was born with a heart outside of his chest, you know, and he was a sweetheart, you know, but I basically chose that job because I wanted to give back to society. I made that decision consciously. It was very rewarding. It was very hard, but very rewarding. Also, what about volunteer work? If an atheist volunteers at a homeless shelter, well, doesn't that kind of tear your reasoning down? That's a good deed. When's the last time you volunteered for anything? What about an atheist that pulls over and helps somebody change their tire? I've done that many times. Just some strangers go just help somebody. Because you know what? I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be have bad luck, blow your tire, be freaking out. You know, you're late from work or whatnot. There's shit you need to take care of. You know what? I've been a kid with emotional problems. You know, I know what that's like. I wanted to give back. You know, I've been down on my luck and had to go to a food bank to get food because I couldn't afford my meal because of bad budgeting and just bad events. You know, shit happens. So there is a moral obligation for everyone in society. Religion is not relevant. It's because we're people living with other people. People forget that we used to be tribal, living in small wandering tribes, nomads, Mesolithic era, I should say. Wandering the plains, hunting, gathering. You know, tight-knit groups is where we came from. I think even the religious could agree with that. You know, the tribes of Israel, you know, tribe, small cluster of people, everyone has a defined role. Everyone does something for the tribe. Everyone contributes. If you don't contribute to the tribe, you're kicked the fuck out. Now, there's a reason why people contribute, okay? Because the benefits of society, even Socrates says this, the benefit of society is protection. Life is easier when human beings band together, as opposed to living in the wild at the mercy of nature. In a city is better than living in a tent in the wilderness without people to protect you, or people that you can relate to, or if you get sick, people can help you. So the moral obligation to that is act accordingly so that you may continue to be a part of society. That's one of the main benefits, and it's also called common sense. Just from experience, everybody was a bratty kid at one point in time. It's a generalization, but I'm sure it's more true than not. We've all done stupid shit, teased other kids. Well, you learn. Is that how you make friends? Is that how you're respected? Is going around raping and pillaging the way to really find happiness? No, it's none of those things. The moral obligation of an atheist is to live this one life that we have to the fullest. And to do so, it often requires many instances of altruism. That is, to do things benefiting for yourself and others. Kind of a quid pro quo thing. I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. That works the best. That's how we evolved as a people, by doing favors for each other and having a contribution to society of some sort. If you sit around all day, do nothing, criticize, milk the system, go out and fight people, just total jack off, nobody likes you. And if nobody likes you, then, well, what obligation do they have to you? If you are a good person because you know that being good gets you further in life because it's a more positive experience. Being positive brings more positive things back. Like pay it forward type of stuff, it comes around full circle. Some people call it karma. I just call it it's just common sense. You do good things happen back. You inspire people to do good things. And bad things always happen. That's just life. Everybody has a bad day. I don't believe that even the religious are completely good 24 hours a day. That's just not human nature. Human nature is a lot of ups and downs. So that's one thing that makes me mad, is that belief that atheists can't be good people or can't be as good of people as religious people. Furthermore, atheists can't be as happy as a spiritual person. It all goes hand in hand. You can be as happy as you want yourself to be. It's all perspective. It's personal choice, and actually brain chemistry. Chemicals affect our mind quite a bit in society, depending on what we eat, our surroundings. There's off gases and stuff, and there's stuff in water, and people get drunk. Hey, drunk people are a lot happier than sober people. So, are drunk people capable of being more happy and zestful than religious people? You know what I mean? It's just perspective. So, cheers to you. Think on a minute. Think a minute. What I'm saying. Think what I'm saying. Being good is a personal decision based on experience by being good versus being negative. And it's about what you want out of your life. That's what it boils down to. Everything else doesn't matter, And furthermore, if you think an atheist can't do good things, well, what about the other people in the world that believe in religions that you don't believe? What? A Buddhist can do good, but an atheist can't? When you think a Buddhist is full of shit, well, I can't. You know what I mean? If you think a person that worships Hinduism is wrong, well, why do you think they can do good? Is because they believe in a god. Well, it's a God that you don't believe in, so what difference does it even make? Yeah, I don't know. It's absurd. I'm going to stop here. I've said enough. You know where I stand.
It was a big day on Jesus Ranch. Jesus Ranch.